Welcome to Late Night Traffic. This is DJ Sully Wully. You're here with the Traffic Society. Looks like we got a jam down Interstate 11 going north from Guava Falls to Hopeland. Make sure you are comfy because you're with us for a smooth ride. Oh yeah.
Late Night Traffic.
Welcome to our first ever episode of Late Night Traffic.
Woo! Man, been waiting a long time for this.
After show where we kind of bullshit, talk to each other about what just happened and maybe about our lives, but we don't really give a fuck about that.
True.
100%.
You guys have those?
Anime, baby.
And once again, we're here with our just recent guest, GnomeySmalls.
What up, what up?
As you know, who should be here, we got Chappie.
What's up? You know the name. Let's get talking about the game.
Next is Osokuma.
Yeah, everybody, we're here with the Late Night Traffic.
Last but not least, we got Drop a Crit.
Yeah, glad to be here at Late Night Traffic, everybody.
I am your DJ, Sully Wully.
Woo!
Yay.
Chappie, we know that Cletus hates Sully, but come on, you created the fucking thing.
You're correct. Yeah, I did create Sully, and you know, it's actually based off one of my favorite lizards too, so that's pretty neat. You could Google Solomon Island monkey-tailed skinks, and then that'll give you a good picture of what Sully is based off of.
Man, you guys remember back in Chappie's when we would play Chappie at his place, play D&D at his place, the skinks that he had would stare right at Osokuma, try breaking the glass to attack him.
They hated
Because they ain't want his trash.
It was like I felt like it was really gonna hurt itself. Like it kept just like throwing its entire body at the glass.
Now every so often, Chappie tells me like my fucking turtles or my skinks got out of the cages.
It's true. I've had turtles escape and skinks escape.
Maybe reptiles might not be your thing.
Or maybe they're gonna go put a hit out on Osokuma.
Like I gotta get out of here and I'm gonna get his ass. They've been after me this whole time.
My one lizard has a permanent dent in its head now from hitting itself against the fucking glass.
That's his fault.
Yo, we're gonna see Osokuma laid up dead with shedded skin on him.
Right.
Like, you know who it
Little
was.
footprints all over his lips.
So first thing I gotta ask, Nomi, being someone who's listened to the podcast, how does it feel to sit here?
Feels great. I honestly love listening to the podcast, so it's great to just be with my friends and be on the pod.
Is it different when you're listening to it, how you don't see us fumble as much in the podcast as we do here? Because there's a bunch of it gets edited out.
I would say yes, but I've also played D&D with you guys for 3 years.
That's
so,
fair.
yeah.
That's fair. So you know how we
Yeah.
are anyways.
And you know how I am. So.
Yeah.
So, do we talk to ourselves, talk to each other aggressively?
Yeah, but so I talk the same way. I'm sure everyone does.
Apparently not, because
No.
people say we're too aggressive sometimes.
Yeah, we're pretty rude. We make
Well-
people's blood sugar spike.
Maybe I need some
It's
new
crazy to hear because like we are the absolute nicest that we could possibly be to each other on this podcast. Because if people really heard the way we talk to each other, it's ridiculous.
It's not disrespectful in a way, but like, we gonna make somebody mama cry.
It might be my mom because she started listening.
Yes!
Oh, wow. I know my mom would be down with the
I
fuck.
will
say
say
loved
it does sound disrespectful the way we talk to each other, but like we know our limits and we know how far we can go.
We know what's a joke and what's not.
Yeah, we know what to joke about, and we know that like that we can push limits to a certain extent. So like, we just do it just to mess with each other. It's kind of like a game, really.
Till you see Drop a Crit get that face.
Yeah,
And then he said, you're gonna have to run me one outside.
110%.
everybody's outside.
110%.
He actually said that to Chappie right before we started recording today.
Because you start disrespecting my cookies. I don't like that. Y'all disrespecting big man snacks out here. That's something you don't do.
This mofo came up into the podcast room with a big bag of smushed cookies.
Okay. Did you not enjoy them?
They were delicious.
Okay,
But
then.
it was like eating cookie powder. It was like eating like...
It was good though.
They were delicious.
delicious.
I'll give them that. They were very good.
You just a hater.
But you were hanging on to them motherfuckers for dear life.
because they delicious as hell. They $8 a cookie. Of course I'm gonna hang
Well,
on to
yeah,
them.
you goddamn right. If they would fit a gas tank, they'd be running my car right
They were
now.
$8 a cookie.
No, not really.
They're like
I was about to say,
$7.
'cause if there was $8 a cookie, you are ridiculous for throwing it
They're
at the
big,
bottom of
though.
your book bag.
Not that big.
I ain't expecting it. They were in a different part, and then when I pulled it out with my mammoth-sized hands,
I would have cried.
You saw my face, right?
I don't know how many cookies was in there.
Just 1.5.
Oh, okay.
$10 worth of cookies.
Also, Kuma, give us the sound that Drop a Crip made when he came in here with his bag of smushed cookies.
Why you just so disrespectful?
I need it. The world needs to hear this.
He said, he looked straight at me. He's like, oh.
Sniffle, sniffle.
You sounded like the saddest dog.
Hey, I looked into the world, into the ether. I ain't looked just at you. You just caught my look on my face of just sadness and despair.
Oh my god! I want to put like your certain expressions that you have into the soundboard for us to just have, like that cackle that I have saved.
Oh my goodness.
Come on. Also, the smacking the lips gotta be in the soundtrack. Mans makes a beautiful smack of the lips.
He really does. Not like also Kuma though. We got the lip gang over here.
I need you to stop disrespecting.
If you want some ASMR eating, these are your boys.
I
The
realized
nicest DSLs you'll ever see.
Hey,
Why these men
if you guys want an
disrespectful?
ASMR episode, just
Let us
hop on
know.
Twitter and let us know. We'll do it. We don't have no music. Listen, I will do all
Or
the sound
shame.
effects. I will do all the sound effects for everything.
We'll eat some. We'll buy whatever food you want us to buy, and we'll eat it together at the same time on mics.
I'll just have a close-up video of Chappie's mouth through the entire session.
That's
just post
fine.
it.
It's gonna be my tongue hitting the ground. Welcome to my only meals.
I just realized I came in with the same aggression you guys were talking about, because when we were talking about in our intros, I literally said I wasn't a fan of Chappie. I love Chappie. But you're right.
So-
It is aggressive.
As a listener, right?
Yeah.
Who's your favorite character?
Probably Rosie, but I do love the name Palidentus. It's just fucking beautiful.
See, he really does hate me.
Who's your
I don't
favorite
hate
character,
you.
Don? Because like mine is Cletus's. Chappie's favorite character is Don.
True.
No, it's Rosie. You give that type of disrespect only my mama can give.
In real life, like,
So I love it. Mom, I love you. Do not. Hey, I'm just kidding. Do not at me. I don't got time for that.
Looks like we got our first caller.
Before we recorded.
Drop his line.
Viewer discretion advised. Please don't kick my man ass, Mom.
you really think she's gonna pay for our Patreon just to hear you talk shit?
Yes, she loves you. You're her favorite
Oh,
character.
Fat Drake.
Yes, Fat Drake.
There's both of us.
We got two Fat Drakes now.
Apparently, to drop us mom, Psycho is Fat Drake. And then she met me, and she knew my name for like a month, and then I became Fat Drake as well. It was like apparently we're the same person.
No, she knows. He has
no,
name.
but
no, I
nickname,
understand.
no.
I understand. He has a name. You've been Fat Drake since about like 2 years ago.
She was calling me by my real name. We was playing Monster Hunter.
Okay, and
She had to communicate her text.
So I want to ask, since we've been doing this for 21 episodes now, how do you guys feel about it?
20.
I like it. I love it, honestly, because when I like listen to it, when I'm like either at work or doing something else, everybody's like, "Oh, you're always having a smile on your face." So I fucks with it.
I enjoyed it personally, but I think after all like the positive feedback and stuff like that on Twitter, it made me feel like we are doing something right. So like it just felt so much better.
I have a blast. I love talking about it. I love hearing people talk about it. I love the little projects like, the glass breaking in our promo.
Oh my lord!
Hey, let's talk about
my
the glass
goodness.
breaking.
Okay, so we had because we started talking promos, and then we started talking promos with other people, and we were coming up with ideas of how our promo's gonna sound for the entire 2 hours that we were talking about it, even through the whole day because we planned it. We were doing other stuff before that. All Chappie was saying is that we gotta have a glass break where at the end of our song where it goes "Clash of Chris" over and over and over again. He
That
would
was me.
not let it go.
That was me.
Now, if that's your favorite part of the promo, awesome. I'm glad it worked.
It absolutely is everyone's favorite.
But You know what? I would love to have a poll to see which one.
Hey, I would be down for that poll. Also, it was close to 316, so we got to celebrate the Texas rattlesnake himself.
So can I get a hell yeah?
Can I get a hell yeah, brother?
Hell yeah.
He doesn't say brother though.
My favorite part of the promo is actually that Sully's the one that did it.
I agree with that.
Yeah, as a listener, Sully was my favorite part.
Yeah, I mean, breaking the fourth wall. I mean, shit, Sully's the DJ for this radio station.
Oh, yeah.
Sully's better than you.
Sully's better than all of us.
No, just you.
Except now he's gone.
Yeah, why
Disrespectful.
man?
Fuck Sully.
I can't believe we were so gullible that like.
What made it better is that the low inside checks.
No, yeah.
Like,
The abysmally low. 'Cause you guys are
Ridiculously
terrible
low.
at rolling.
I think you guys didn't get past 10.
I rolled a
No.
7.
I think I rolled
Yeah.
an 8.
I think Barrett rolled a 7 as well. So, like,
You guys must be this number to ride this
It's like
ride.
we're driving and we just think like 20 minutes hasn't passed yet. It's been hours.
well, it's because you kept on getting distracted. You're
Yeah.
like, oh man, what's up? Oh, look at that.
I might look at that guy. There's a goose hump and a bird.
You know that episode of Family Guy's like, ooh, a piece of candy.
Yes,
Ooh, that's how I
exactly
feel.
what
It was like,
happened.
ooh, a landmark. Ooh, a landmark. Oh, what's that over there?
I honestly feel like if we would have continued like driving and stuff like that, Cletus could have possibly just made us forget about Sully in general. Like we wouldn't be like, Sully, who's that? Like it's been so long that we haven't seen him.
Without having the spell modified memory.
Sully would remind you in the fourth wall, anyways.
I just needed 20 more minutes. That's all I needed.
Pothole.
So, since we were talking about checks, when we were in the train station exchanging the gold, what was the perception check for?
Okay, so the reason why I first thought it would only be you two is because you guys met that one person, but then I realized what the person would be leaving in would be a bus. You would have seen the TBX tour bus. And you would have if you rolled high enough, you would have noticed the
merchant?
the merchant.
Yo!
Remember, he is from Thay. He
Yeah.
imported from Thay.
I'm heated.
I thought about it for a second, and I'm like,
Oh
what if his ass
no!
So, I can just say it out now. When you had the confrontation, and then Don noticed the shadows in the back. That was TBX.
that was TBX.
TBX, the shadows in the back, because like they are like working together. He's almost kind of like he's like their merchant and like agent and things like that.
He's like,
We
So
could've
you
s-
would have fought TBX if
We
you
could've
if
served
you
them pretty
if you try to
boys.
start
So
something.
he's the me of TBX.
Yes.
We could have served those pretty boys.
Man, no, I don't know.
same blood, same ambition.
I don't know. We could have tried, but like,
And since I think I mentioned it outside a game, when you called your sword back, when like the deal got null and void, I had Chappie roll a wisdom save. It was the store owner casting hold person on the entire band,
But I'm fucking clutch.
which
Yeah.
it is 4 people. So he casted it at a 5th level.
he's definitely powerful, but he's on my hit list.
That's fine.
Thank you.
Because
Thank you. I didn't know you're that big of a fan.
Boo. Boo this man.
yeah, so
I actually like I really want to take him down just because I feel so bad that you lost your
I'm secretly
your
upset with you. I'm gonna let you know that. Like,
I bought you a new weapon.
it still ain't heat like the other weapon I had.
Yeah, but it's nice in glass.
It's not the same.
I mean, it's technically more heat damage wise because the glass weapon is a +1 and it counts as you can crit on a
19.
19 and 20.
I understand that, but like
The other one is just you can have any kind of martial weapon.
aesthetically, the
That's- yeah.
switch though.
Aesthetically,
Yeah,
the other
I
one
get
definitely
it.
has more like swag and sauce
Yeah,
comparatively to
I
the
feel
glass.
bad about it, but I mean like until we could do something about it, you just gonna have to suck it up.
Don't worry, don't worry. My come up is gonna happen. It's gonna be okay.
all right.
And like during that entire thing, the store owner, the way if you recall, when you were first offering his sword to you, he had that paper that pulled like almost like the schematics of the blade. He was casting Identify on it, and he found out that that's how it was bonded, which is why he asked for something else.
Yeah, I knew that you did that I assumed that that's what you were doing, like when he was like looking at it. I'm just like, he could definitely tell that it's bonded. But I was just gonna go off of like, I'm a rifter. I don't really.
No.
much
I know.
and stuff like that.
But just so you guys know of how he found out it was bonded to begin with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, so we missed him.
Joe did.
Yeah, I guess since this is our first after show, if you guys have any like long-standing questions, I may or may not be able to answer. But I figure like that one I definitely could, because like I expect, like I'm not gonna just have him be like, oh, they're nowhere to be seen ever again.
Yeah,
Ha, ha, ha,
'cause
ha,
clearly
you know
it's
what
an
I mean?
interactive world, and
Yeah, so I mean you'll definitely be seeing it again. But
I hope so for Kuma's sake. You need a redemption arc.
Hey man, he's on my hit list.
you need a redemption arc. That whole Guap Fall arc was
We're not
related
talking
to
about
you.
me, sir. Hey, GnomeySmalls, what was your inspiration behind your character you played today? We're gonna change the subject.
Well, I can't get into a lot of detail,
Okay, I guess that's
but
true. It's only been one episode.
But let me ask this: how do you feel about having someone else on the podcast? 'Cause you asked it for me, on my perspective. But what about you guys?
Be a buck with you. I don't really fuck with you like that. I'll be a buck. No.
I enjoy it. I feel
I like
like we've built a pretty cool like dynamic with like the three of us, but it's definitely refreshing to have like another voice. You can't tell us much about your character. Can you tell us what your build is? Because like we know that you're.
What do you think it is?
We know that you're a goblin. Well, you were
Artificer.
you were using performance, but then again,
My performance is +10. I said that on the pod.
Yeah.
yeah, but like you could be a bard or not.
for
like,
sure a bard.
One of you is a bard and doesn't have a +10.
Correct.
If that gives you a hint at what I could be.
That's very true.
Yeah, I mean,
He's
I
a
don't
bard.
know. I'm
and
unsure.
He was playing the drums.
I can give you a tidbit.
But I mean, like anybody can have like you can just build your performance and
I have
Yeah.
expertise in something.
In what?
In performance.
Oh,
But I have expertise.
Yes.
interesting.
What class gets expertise?
Well, they also don't know your levels and things like
Yeah, I
that.
know.
You know,
But what class usually gets
Rogues
expertise?
get expertise, don't they?
Yeah, so
the
Little
expert
bit of rogue.
the expert classes are considered bard, rogue, and ranger. They're considered expert classes.
yeah.
Right on.
That's the only thing I'll tell you I have expertise in.
I like having an extra person on the podcast. Unfortunately, because we actually do play with him all the time. So like,
Yeah.
it's actually a really good first person to have on the podcast because he's used to playing with us and like our mannerisms. And
Yeah,
stuff.
like you guys taking an hour and a half to even get to his character because you wanted to go beat up a family and then take a picture next to a sword.
Hey, that was fun to listen to.
That sword. I feel like I came out.
So we're just gonna
wondering-
completely pass the fact that you guys just beat a family up for.
listen,
Hey,
listen,
almost
okay,
no.
so
Who
we didn't
beat
beat
a
up a family.
Okay, you beat up a family. You beat up a dad.
Yes,
So what?
we
Fuck
beat up
him.
somebody's dad, but people. This is D&D. People's dads get beat up all the time. Okay,
Not to beat
if
us-
it wasn't us, it could have been somebody else. Now.
I don't know about that.
We could have skipped
What?
that. We could have skipped it, whatever. But taking pictures by that sword, that was a cool place. We was gonna stop there anyway.
Right.
I like this. I don't want to be this person. I like to say something. Cleet didn't actually hit him, and I just threw him. So who? Really
Okay, you know
fought?
what? I'm so tired of this bullshit with you guys being like, "Oh, it wasn't me," even though you were like directly related to the fucking thing. You guys literally do this
Have you
for
ever
every
heard
campaign.
Have you ever heard of
campaign.
accomplice?
Every campaign we do, you guys are always like, "Oh, that was him."
I'm
It
not
wasn't
playing
me."
deflecting, bro. Don't you
I'm
guys
de- I was definitely blaming
Hey,
deflection.
drop
I was-
Let's
I was
say
fucking-
that I'm a ranged weapon. You attacked him. You threw
you
me
gonna
at
do
him.
you gonna use the Zoro Usopp on me?
Hey, that's fine. You threw me at him.
Fair enough. Okay, fine. I'm accomplished.
I ain't gonna say I ain't smack him because I did.
Who's Usopp?
Oh, sorry, Sniper God.
Oh, the second god of the Straw Hats.
God of a bad anime. So it doesn't
Oh yeah,
matter.
the worst anime.
Oh, we agreed.
No, it's actually a really good anime. He's just the worst character of all time. That was a trick
Ooh,
question.
The
I don't know
manga
about
might
that.
be really
He's
good.
still not the worst character of all time.
You're right.
but
He's the worst character in that anime.
That's still wrong.
The worst character of all time is Loxus from
You're
Fairy
trash.
Tail.
Oh my goodness.
Question. So, DM,
know
is all the
that
other
single
maps
box
real
you
from
like.
Vinny? Like,
I
Can
mean,
be.
can we buy one and be like, oh yeah, we're gonna go on this adventure right here?
they could be. I mean,
Okay.
he gains his info from sources.
I didn't know. I just know it was like, oh no, it's just.
Oh yeah, I personally think it's all bullshit.
I'm here for it.
I ain't gonna lie, a couple of them sound fire.
Hey, no, all of them sound fire for real, but I don't think that those are real real like maps. Like I think that like
I have plenty more that I could name off too.
Can you give us the full list
Yeah, if you want me to break them down all the way, I can.
and how you came up with them?
Yeah, it is a lot.
All right, then give us your favorites.
My favorites of them? Okay.
And don't say Mines of Moria.
That one was just funny.
My favorite.
The Caverns of Chaos, the Enchanted Woodlands, the Library of Alexandria was a good one. The Forbidden City of Yunyi, and then the Black Mountain of the Orc Warlord.
That sounds cool as
Yeah.
fuck.
The
That sounds
Crystal Caverns
gas.
of the Ice Giants is really good. The Mystic Portal of the Planeswalkers.
Hey, we at least buying a map from this man. I don't.
Right.
We're at least getting at least 1 or 2 maps from this
Hey,
man.
The
Can you
Sunken
just-
City
there's
of
more.
the Sea Serpent.
hey, hit up GnomeySmalls
There's
on
20.
Twitter, guys. Like he's selling all the titles that you need for these Kickstarters that you guys want to make. Like, don't even worry about the title. You can come up with the mechanics and everything else. GnomeySmalls will sell you titles. Don't worry.
$5.
Like,
He is literally a human name generator.
$5, right? He could give it to you for $5. Promise you.
so like this episode, like what not much happened, but like
I mean, it was like it's your usual like
Yeah.
rom-com beginning of a movie. Car breaks down, and then you're in a city that you're in some like old-timey city where you don't know what's going on, but you're gonna be in the middle of the most crazy shit.
I'm not gonna lie. As soon as you said the car messed up, I was like in my head. I'm just like, man, fuck. Like, I don't got much money left. we gotta try to survive. And now we gotta pay for this shit.
While he's sitting on 2 gold
Hey,
bricks.
you know what sucks when you're in a fantasy world and you're still struggling, like
Stressing
financially.
about money.
Can we talk about where Rosie thinks that 1 gold is a lifetime of worth of working? Can we talk about that?
He said 500
What would you
years.
do if someone's at
No,
home?
so when we were talking about before, I forget who said it, but they said that like a gold piece to some people is like a year's salary. So like he's just going off of that, and he's just like, if a gold piece is a year's salary, which is ridiculous, this gold piece compared to like our money is
A lifetime.
yeah, it's like, so he's like, yo, this whole gold bar, like, I don't gotta work again. Which I shouldn't have to because I worked my whole life. He's like,
Yeah, but remember, you might be a dragon, so your life's actually just started.
that don't mean shit. Hey, can you imagine, like, if you're just completely set financially, like, you're winning. Like, in the game of life, you're winning.
Right.
And then you get sent to a different world, and they'd be like, haha, you broke. Like,
Well, they kind of just did that shit in France. They extended their retirement age without saying shit to nobody. They
you
said,
for real?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they're like burning and looting the
Yeah.
whole damn city.
oh, no.
They're like,
What?
oh, yeah, they extended it by like 4 or 5 years. Could you imagine being
I'd
like,
be heated.
could you imagine being 64, you retired at 65, they're like, hey, guess what? Bitch, gotcha at 70.
It was really low to begin with.
Was it?
Yeah.
Question for you two, Oso and Chappie.
Yes.
Where's the percentage of you staying versus the percentage of you going back home
You mean after the campaign's
after
over?
the campaign?
Oh, that's
So
a good one.
as a, like I think Rosie's kind of like preparing himself for like what might be. Like he doesn't think that there's gonna be an easy way to get home, but like I think right now the way that Rosie's thinking is if he can get his wife and he can get away home, he's going home.
Cletus is built a little differently. I think if he gets Stella back, and I think that he would find a way to like be able to go back at least one time, just to release his album and like prove to that world that like he's the shit. But I think ultimately he would come back to
Stay.
this world and stay.
What about Don?
So, I know it's a joke, but still, depending on if Jasmine's fucking Wade, if Jasmine's fucking Wade, I'm losing all control. I'm staying. If she's not, then it gonna depend on if she actually wants to stay, and if we can all stay connected to each other, like all of us connected. Because I feel, as Don, I really grown to love hanging with you guys. So I might just be like, yo, I'm giving all my dental services to my I'm just gonna leave it all to my leading nurse Jasper, and we're gonna just
So you would stay.
yeah.
You would stay. If you were stuck in our position, would you stay here, Nomi?
As my character, or if I was
No, like
Nomi?
if you were stuck in like our position, like if the same thing that happened to us happened to you, would you want to stay here or would you want to get back home?
Is my significant other here like yours?
Yeah. Like if you were stuck in our position.
I'd probably convince them to let me stay so I can do magic.
That's a pretty strong argument.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think that
Magic's
it's like
pretty fucking sick.
Yeah.
the way that everything is built at back home, I'd probably just want to go back home. But then ultimately, it actually wouldn't even be up to Rosie. Rosie is he's a husband that kind of relies on his wife a lot, and if she made the decision,
I know.
staying, yeah, which everybody should know by now. But like, if she made the decision that they're staying, then he wouldn't even fight it. He'd just be like, well, this is our home now, and he would have to figure out how to hustle and make a whole new.
You only got
business.
like 2 years left anyway, so.
Yeah,
Nafi part dragon.
yeah. We found out that we're dead and we're dragons.
Everyone is.
I do enjoy the way that
real
he
singer.
started the setting for like this town though. It seems like a very like old school like chill town. I think that there could be like a lot of fun.
In
In the-
Merchants Row.
Yeah,
in
I feel like there could be a
Oakland.
lot of fun in Merchants Row, but I also feel like
Super busy
we're the type
town.
of people that could possibly like walk away and the town's just burning. Like
Yeah, it's very possible to fuck up this beautiful mid-century modern town.
So how horny are you gonna be if you find that deed to this town?
The most.
the most, the most.
Cause you stopped all
You know where your first dentist shop is gonna be?
here.
Yes.
Yeah.
If we owned a town, then everybody paying rent. No, if I found the deed, I'd probably just put it away until later, so that I can use it as like a bargaining chip
For what?
for anything.
You giving away a whole town.
Yeah, I want my wife.
Fair enough.
Land is worth
I
a
don't
lot.
think whoever got your wife gonna be like, yeah, this random.
Yeah, but there might
town.
be somebody who has information that, like the Greedliches. I feel like the Greedliches know a lot, and they just not saying anything.
Yeah, because information costs.
Yeah.
Literally greed in lich.
Yeah. So, here's a town. Now tell me what I want.
If that man's a lynch king, so help me God.
Ice Cube rolling with the lynch mob.
For people who don't actually know, Greedlich was actually a character, character in the prequel campaign that created this world that the people played through, and then he created like a family line into it. Yes.
Oh,
Can confirm.
and
Yes. Also, Kumo was one of the players of that prequel, and
Yoo-hoo.
Dropper Crit was a player in that prequel.
Didn't I play something like really quickly, like one session?
Actually, yes.
Like
There
the
was
Drunken Tabaxi.
There was a spin-off of that campaign related to it, for a spin-off one-shots related to it, where Chappie and GnomeySmalls were a part of as well.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys remember much details about that one shot.
I don't remember jack shit.
I
about
just
that
remember
shot.
being a drunk Tabaxi moment.
That rings a bell.
You were the Warforged Paladin.
Oh yes, I do remember that. That was fun.
I had a lot of fun being drunk.
Without giving like too much information, like the person that ran that unit, his name was John Greywood.
It's Camilla's great-grandfather that she talked about.
Oh.
Light bulbs.
Bing bang da ding ding ding. Question.
Yes.
Since there was a whole bunch of other people that were part of that group that played the prequel campaign to this, do you think any of them will become guests in the future?
I imagine so. I've talked to them about it. They wouldn't come as their previous characters because their previous characters are the champions that they talk about in the story, and I'm like, those are like gods.
Can we get a little insight on the two characters that Osakuma and Drop a Crit played?
Dropper Crit played two characters.
Two?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
So my first character was a bard that sounded like
Me?
No, he was like more of a spoken like speech bard, like
Martin Luther King.
Oh, okay.
And my second one was a Tabaxi.
Leonin.
Yeah, Leon. My bad, Leonin Fighter. He
Fighter
was,
monk.
Fighter monk.
There were he played two very different characters. I would
Correct.
say.
Okay.
I don't know. Also, Kuma, do you want to talk about your character, or do you want to leave that in the dark for right now?
I think that that would be up to you if that's something you want me to talk about or not.
I think you can
I don't mind you talking about it. It's okay.
give us a name and stuff.
So, without giving you too much information, the build
Okay.
was a Goliath
Okay,
That-
that's surprising.
Yeah, it was a Goliath that was a barbarian fighter.
Okay.
It was the subclass for barbarian was the magic,
The Wild Surge.
the Wild Surge. Yeah, so it was a Wild Surge barbarian and a Rune Knight fighter
Interesting.
build. I started off as a Goliath. Some things happened and stuff like that. But just so you know who my character is in the story.
Can I get it? Can I get it with all enthusiasm though?
I'm not gonna say all the titles because
he's talking about
the
your
name.
catchphrase.
I need to get it with all enthusiasm.
I played Guaguacho Sao Paulo, papi, aka the mother of Darian Black.
Oh, I hate you. And why the fuck are there leotards on all the guards?
Because that's how Gavacho dressed. Very
Yes, Guaguacho was a very
Flamboyant?
he was just open sexually. Yeah, he was like flamboyant.
Just
he was
flamboyant,
open
yeah.
sexually. Guaguacho
cool.
definitely believed that love was love no matter where it came from. Some things happened, and Guaguacho ended up being turned into a female.
Interesting.
And Guaguacho's love interest was this world's god, Corman at that time. So he ended up becoming female, getting pregnant, and that's how Darian Black was born, the greatest soldier that this world has ever known.
Dang, except for Cletus's dad whooped his ass.
Well, I mean, yeah, but like,
Allegedly. Also, I don't even know anything about
Yeah.
that as me.
oh, also remember, Aerie had said that she met the queen / mother of dragons.
She sent her there personally, right? Or she
Yeah.
hatched
Yes.
her.
She was there when she hatched and
Yeah.
gave her purpose in life, and yeah, that's Guaguacho. So
What the funny thing is that after we finished that campaign, also Kuma looked at me and says like, this is what he wants for Guavacho, that he wants to be there when new dragons are born to be a representative of the mother of dragons. And then when I threw that out there,
it didn't click until
also
after
Kuma
the
had
session.
no idea until afterwards. He's like,
really?
oh.
Yeah, after the session, I was like, "You bitch!"
Like, I thought I was making it way too obvious, but apparently I
Okay.
did.
Also, Guaguacho was Guaguacho Sao Paulo is actually named after my favorite flavor of LaCroix, which is
yeah.
Guava Sao Paulo.
Dang. And he's holding one in his fucking hand
I
right
am
now.
right now.
That's just yuck.
LaCroix sponsor us. That'd
Yeah.
be lit.
Yeah.
LaCroix and
sorry.
Crest, come
It's
on.
great. I love it. Please sponsor that.
But yeah, you guys will definitely, throughout the campaign, you're going to learn more about the champions.
Yeah.
And yada, yada, you know.
I will say that like I don't want to expose too much about it, but like Psycho is the only DM that I've really ever had. Like I've had another DM for like maybe a couple weeks or something, like a month or something, Chris. But Psycho is for the most part the only DM that I've ever had, and we both agreed that the character that I made, Guaguacho, is not only the best character I've ever played. It's also like my favorite character as well. Like, I've probably never played a character better than that.
It's a shame you're going to be so sad when you find out.
Well,
I'm just joking.
That's a good question, though. What's everyone's favorite character they've ever played?
Ever?
Yeah.
Oh,
Man.
I mean, there's no way it's not Quake.
I'm about to say. it
There's
gotta
no
be
way
Quake.
it's not Quake.
'Cause
Quake was awesome, but I really loved playing Hebe, man. Hebe was a lot of fun.
No one else liked him.
what's funny is you don't talk about either one of them more than you talk about Jester.
Jester.
You didn't even play Jester.
I did for a second.
You played Jester for a one shot.
Yeah, but you don't talk about either one of them more than he talked about Jester.
He does talk about Quake a lot. Though.
Jester. I don't know, man. It probably would be Quake just from like nostalgia.
Longevity of it.
Yeah. So who's Quake to you?
longevity.
Who's Quake to you?
Who is Quake to
Earth
me?
Loxus.
Oh, so like his favorite character, Loxus.
Yes.
But
I literally
Earth-
said earlier in the episode, Loxus is
Favorite.
the worst anime character of all time.
Well, he
'Cause you
based it
have
off of Gagio, not Loxus.
I know.
It was based off of God Shield.
He because Quake was from the first D&D campaign that we played like as a group together.
Correct.
ever.
Me and well, I started D&D when I was 18. I played a little bit of a 3.5 campaign, and then the guy cut off, and then me and Chappie started playing with my brother in a fourth E, and then my brother fell off of it, and we still wanted to, so then we got some of our friends together, and we were all really big into the anime Fairy Tail at the time. So I made a campaign based off of that.
Wish I was in that. That sounds so good.
And that's where Chappie created Quake, who was based off of Gajil.
Quake Amethyst.
And then also Kuma dropped in, and then later Drop a Crit came by. It was actually it was technically a 2-series campaign. There was like a time gap in between and everything like that.
There was like a span over like 7 years.
It's very anime.
Hold up.
Very anime.
DM. Which season was better, first or second?
So like the first season, because we were all getting our like first real full-on experience, at least with me as a DM, my first time experience as DM, and a lot of new players. And at the time, Chappie was still into absolute fuckery about absolutely everything.
I was the
you wasn't soft boy?
I was edgy, try hard. Like, I got it all out of the way with the first character, though.
So the first campaign was very funny. It was very, very funny.
Hilarious.
And not to like the second campaign was still hilarious, but the first campaign had some moments that I don't think I'll ever forget about. But it's usually just the humorous moments. I think like the coolest that you would see in an anime part in the first campaign is probably Kale's Deep Impact.
Yeah,
that was
pretty
In the Grand Magic Games.
That was probably the coolest thing that happened in that campaign.
Yeah,
I think that like it was more fun because like it was more easygoing. We had a lot of things that we could do. The stakes were higher in the second part.
I personally think, because maybe just as a DM, I enjoyed playing campaign 2 more than 1. 1 was just funnier to me. 2, stakes were higher. It was more epic. It was more cinematic. You know what I mean?
Mechanics down.
Mechanics. It was deep in the shits, and it was really fun to play.
Yeah, there was relationships. There's love.
Like part 1, we knew that dying was possible, but like it was more just like fuckery. When part 2 came, we knew that it was stakes are high and life or death is around every corner. Like it's like
Yeah.
It was sweet.
Well, I mean, that's when you joined, so like, you know.
Well, yeah, his first few sessions, he got his fucking limbs cut off because he didn't listen to everybody.
Listen, when people be like, yo, don't walk.
He got
at
Anakin
nighttime.
Skywalker.
Don't
For
walk
real.
around in nighttime because shit get real dangerous. Shit got dangerous, and I got caught up with the devil, and he cut my arm and my right arm.
Your right arm or your left leg.
Yeah, my right arm, my left leg off.
And then he got yeeted to a mountain.
Oh, that's not Anakin. That's Edward Elric.
Yeah.
That's fair. Yes. Yeah, you're right.
So what was your favorite character?
Ooh. It was in the Naruto campaign.
Okay.
It was either Escar or
Tori?
Yes. Either Escar or Tori.
You played 3 characters in
Yeah.
that campaign? What the fuck happened to the other 2?
Wow, the Naruto campaign.
Escar. Also
you know about Escar.
killed.
Yeah, I know.
Also got him out.
Yeah.
The other one,
Rex.
That was my fault. I was listening
This dumbass listened to
Evil Sage Spider.
an evil sage spider and then got killed and eaten by it.
Yeah.
I think one of you tried to convince me about a sage spider at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Sage Spider convinced
It just
you.
tells you advice from Savannah isn't worth it.
Never is.
No, it's
I think it's probably Tori. I would say like if you're breaking down between those two, you play Tori longer. You got to do more things with Tori. I mean, like we all like to think that like Escar is stronger, but like I think Tori is.
I love Alexander. I love Alexander Lux, but low key, Clyde. Always have a little soft spot in my heart for that man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think my favorite thing about playing Govacho was that I created a weird language. So I had like a broken English with like bits of Spanish and then just mumbling. And I talked in a certain way so that characters didn't even know, like NPCs didn't know what I was talking about. But then to make it real, I created this weird way of talking to where even Psycho as the DM didn't know what I was talking about and had to just play off of it.
Sounds like you created a better version of Thieves' Cant.
It was just like talking to my Hispanic uncles or whatever when I was a kid. Like,
Yeah, like
they would just be slurring to me in Spanglish.
And super fast.
correct, and that's all it was, is slurring in Spanglish and making certain words sound like other words, and it was hilarious playing with like people who don't know what the hell you're saying.
So, Nomi, what's your favorite character?
It has to be Kusari. Kusari was just so like fun as a character, but then also everything I did just kept working. So I was like, I fucking love this, and it literally tricked all of you into believing I could just do it.
It really did, because he didn't fail at shit.
Not
Not a damn thing.
he did not fail, and
It was ridiculous.
Kusari reminds me of me and Dakapon.
yes,
Yeah.
no kidding.
It's just like
Also, just
nothing
the,
bad could happen.
The
Hold my beer,
build
watch
that I
this.
created for him, or with Psycho, is just beautiful. Like the great part about Naruto is just how well we could build our characters to be so individual.
Yeah, so me and Chappie came up with a system, a TTRPG system ourselves. You know, it has to do with opposed roles more than anything else. Pretty much for everything you do, there is a offensive stat and defensive stat for it, and so you would roll opposed against each other, and so on and so forth.
And if that is something that you would all want to listen to one day, we might bring it back by popular demand.
That's probably up to the person that put enough.
I know. Or if you guys want to see the character sheets or anything cool like that, I'm sure we could probably share them with you.
But yeah,
I want to copyright that system before we do.
Yeah, absolutely copywriting it, because I don't want you thieves thieving our theme shit.
Yeah, I mean, we took that same system, switched it around a little bit, made a Pokemon system with it, and I flipped it and made a My Hero one as well. So
It's really good for anime like plugs.
it was a lot of fun, and Kusari was just the lore behind it that I built with Psycho was also just beautiful.
Yeah, the for people to have an idea, the world that I built off of, it was during the time of the first Hokage, during the time like the cities really got established and so on and so forth. It was like a long time ago, so it's way in the past.
Yeah, it's dope as fuck.
first Great Ninja War, right?
After the first grade.
After the first.
After the first Great Ninja War, dealing with the death of old Hashirama, which is never ever explained in any of the fucking Naruto fandom.
What was your favorite part about the episode?
This episode?
Yeah.
Oh, this episode was a lot of fun. I like the picture taking at the sword.
Yeah.
I thought that was
It
hilarious.
was a great family moment for you guys. I liked it.
Probably between that and leaving Sully, just because I think that's funny.
Jeez.
Yeah, I want to say my favorite thing from this session for real was just you distracted us, like us being so gullible. You distracted us, and you keep smacking that timer and dropping the time and being like, and like we're all just like, yeah, sure. It's only been like no minutes, like because you keep resetting it, so it's like there's no minutes are passing.
Yeah, I had some good belly laughs today.
What about you?
I would say probably getting a good swing at Rosie and calling him Grandma.
That was funny as fuck. That was a belly laugh.
One of my favorite things that we established for this universe, we have to do a Ratchet or what
Ratchet or
Ratchet
Righteous.
Ratchet or
yeah.
Righteous
Ratchet and
roles.
Righteous.
Yeah.
Yes.
For restaurants,
I
and
love
stuff.
that.
Yes.
I think my favorite thing that I enjoyed about doing this was cutting to the scene of like Sully eating with like wine and waffles.
Yo.
And then with the server be like, "Would you like some more, sir?"
Wine and waffles.
Why? That is a hella combo.
He said, "Put that on the bill." They got it.
Not even
What kind of wine?
You would think like at least mimosa, right?
right.
Like no.
Yeah, it is more.
Fuck
like-
it. What was it, red or white?
Yeah.
It was red.
Of course it was.
Nice. Fancy.
And like, you know, he's a fucking lizard, so it felt like he sips it. He like his tongue just.
Oh.
So, Psycho. I mean, like, this is our first one, so like we can talk about like the past episodes.
Sure.
So far, what is your favorite part within these 21 episodes?
My favorite part would probably have to be your guys' breakdown, like mental breakdown after murdering Heavy Beat.
Hey, don't lump me in with them.
You could have went home. You could have went home. You could have left, man.
It's either that or Tyrell.
Tyrell's funny as fuck.
Yo,
I love when we
fighting Tyrell.
Like, my favorite part is when you guys meet Tyrell again, and you, as also Kuma, since it's been weeks for you, you're like, man, that was like forever ago, when it was like 3 hours ago.
I'm like, oh, she's still mad, huh?
Those are probably my two favorite moments, other than Don with his gross ass gingivitis. That's his shit.
You can taste it.
I think my favorite part so far, I think just that stuck out, is us breaking down emotionally and really becoming a team and friends in the backseat of Barrett's car. When like we broke down emotionally, we're just like, okay, we're not gonna make fun of each other anymore. And then we get out, and then Don goes off on Barrett for no reason. Like
it was not no reason.
I love that part.
That's pretty good.
And then like Cletus was milking it. He was like, yeah, let's like bring up our emotions and then just keep sending Barrett back to the car, which is like 5 miles away. Like,
my favorite part. I have a bunch of favorite parts. I really liked Barrett's clutch ass fight in the battle sim.
You guys would have been
Yeah.
super broke if he didn't win.
That was sweet as fuck. The TJ Heavy Beats shit was funny. On all aspects. The way you guys handled it, the way me and Solly handled it.
when you found out that it wasn't oil and it was blood after you smeared it all over your face.
Oh my god. So those would probably be. Oh no! Oh yeah, and making out with my daughter. That was cool.
Listen here.
Oh no!
That shit was funny. Happy y'all got a kick out of that. Hopefully y'all got a kick out of that, or you stopped listening to the podcast.
Yeah, probably that.
You want to?
Yeah, I got two things.
Okay.
One's like something that actually happened in a pod. One was more Jarappa and an intro talking about Skittles. That shit had me
Rich
fucking
Skittles.
dying. I was like, what the fuck? Like some of the intros are too funny. Like the stuff with Osakuma and the goddamn Beanie Babies. I'm like, I'm gonna fucking lose it. It's got to be Osakuma trying to order a bunch of Lazy Boys. That shit.
Just trying to keep push for the box truck with the 14 Lazy Boys.
I kept losing my shit, but I also got super confused and was texting Psycho over and over. Like I swear I've heard the same thing like 7 times, but it was because Droppa said something about Skittles in person, and I mixed it up with the pod. So I was like, "What the hell is happening?"
He was like, "You guys repeated something." I'm like, "No, the fuck, we didn't."
Like, I swear to God.
I remember when he was texting you. He's like, "What the fuck is this dude talking about?"
I had to go back and listen to every intro over again just to make sure because he made me paranoid.
I'm surprised we really got that box truck with the Lazy Boys. Like I kept talking about it, but I didn't think that we were really gonna get it.
Yeah.
So my favorite parts is when we were running from DJ Heavy Beat, and you were like, "Yeah, y'all can take her to Ida shop, burn it down, and I'm gonna go the fuck home." Literally, I'm like, you could have just went home regardless, man. When we first starting out in the farm, and Rosie's like, "No, Possum. We did this. You didn't do anything.
You would never let my man Possum live.
Hey man, fuck Possum.
Cletus is the one that said, "No, you did it," and then it made Possum believe for just a split second, and then you started getting mad at him.
And also when
I was like, hey, ain't nobody gonna take our credit, okay? We did this. We need help. Screw that.
And also, when we're in Ida's shop and we're talking about like after the riot and looting and like with Camille and AJ. Alistair. And we're like, yo, are y'all gonna rebuild her shop? And Alistair's like, yeah, it's gonna get rebuilt some way. Sooner or later, you ain't gonna pay for it.
Eventually it'll get rebuilt.
Yeah.
Whether if she rebuilds it or someone buys the land and rebuilds it.
It was just like, hey, she just going to deal with this shit. Yo, hell no. No, bring it back up now. Now that we're bringing up stuff in the past, why you throw that coin at Aries' head? What?
You are a fucking asshole.
Because
sir.
I was trying to see if she was.
And just what fucked me up. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Go ahead.
What fucked me up about it is that drop a crit, and Don, we're like, if she catches it, she's an assassin. But if she doesn't, she's faking it because she's an assassin. Like, she just can't fucking win.
Because I didn't trust her from the jump, man. As a clumsy person, I'm like, no, she way too clumsy to be real. No, she definitely an enemy. And so I threw the coin. Like, she gonna catch it. She gonna catch it. She gonna move out the way and catch it. And then she didn't. I was like, no, she's still a fan. So I can't trust her.
And you know what?
Like, what was the point of the test if it didn't matter?
I will say Barrett is solid because he's gonna take that secret to the grave.
That's why I was like, yeah.
We for real don't even know it was you.
God, what about the fucking space-time god that owns the cubicle storage place?
Yo.
We're just gonna
talking about Ray?
fucking
Yeah.
glance over that like that shit never happened.
Are we ever gonna meet him again?
And I can't even ask you any questions about that because like I'm sure there's something sweet behind
That's
it.
why. Man,
I personally think that Ray is the most powerful person we've seen so far. It's not Cletus's dad. It's not Darium because Cletus' dad proved that he's stronger than him.
Yeah, he said
and,
no.
Yo, it's Ray. It is
how old
Ray.
are you? I've been here since before the Dragons.
I also thought that Ray was gonna kill us when he was taking us to that security
Me
room.
too. You guys were
We going
so
down that
sketched
dark
out.
hallway.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't even think we can fight out of here. And even if we fought him, where we gonna go? This damn storage room just keeps switching around anyways. Like,
I never thought I'd die in a U-Haul. Then ironically, we asked for a box truck full.
shout out Kusari, U-Haul Ninja.
Ooh-wee.
Big U-Haul storage ninja.
Storage.
Yeah, I might or might not have sealed a bunch of shit inside my body. Might have tricked Psycho into letting me do that, but that's alright.
He's a pervert.
It worked.
It's fine.
Led into my ultimate
He's a
success.
pervert. Can we go back to you saying I will return when you 18? I'm gonna need you not to be yelling that shit out to the public.
Yeah.
Hey, that's just one. On my hit list, I got all 6 of those kids.
That's a lot. That's a lot of kids, sir.
That's a lot of dads that need to get their ass whooped,
Hopefully, some of them are siblings who can save us a trip.
right?
You think the dad took the kid home and beat his ass? Like,
Hell no.
How dare you?
That dad's not going to even be able to drink.
Those kids are evil. Those kids, delightful kids from down the lane, same.
Fucking don't-
I think besides like predictions of what's gonna happen next, I think I kind of like covered everything.
Can you tell me what this rock is? You miss 100 shots you don't take. I'm just saying.
Just ask me that every after show, and then maybe it'll finally. Maybe I'll finally tell you.
It might actually happen in an episode.
If I level up and get stronger and I come back, can I weapons bond this sword? Bahamut's sword.
If you can be large enough to wield it in your hand.
Yo, you're about to make me fight you in real life, man.
Can
It's larger than a house.
So what? The box truck can be my sheath.
How tall is Rosie again?
Oh, like 5'4".
311.
Your height, whatever your goblin height is, I believe y'all look like the
He's
same.
4.
I'm 5'4", but for some reason, I be getting treated like, and I also treat myself for some reason.
We treat like you're like you're 2 feet
between
tall.
like 2 feet and like 4 feet, but I'm 5'4".
His driver license says 5'4", but really he about the same height as.
Yeah, it's like all the basketball players making themselves shorter just because they don't want to play certain positions, but it's the opposite for him.
Yeah, I have this one friend who has on his driver's license that he's 5'10", and he's really like 5'4". We all know who he is.
Ooh. Ooh.
There's that aggression again.
Shout out my man Matthew.
That, I already
Does
knew
he
it.
really have it?
Yes,
saying
it
5'10"?
says it's fucking 5'10" on his driver's
Why you
license.
out this
that?
man
Because
like
I was
that?
so lost. I'm like, who?
And he's maybe 5'5" standing on a stack of phone books.
Why you out this man like that?
No, it's the motherfucker who approved that and believed that he was 5'10".
He looked that person dead in the face and said, "Yeah,
5'10",
5'10".
huh?
They're
Damn,
like,
no, that person at the
okay.
DMV was not even paying attention. How tall are you? 5'10". Boom, boom. Not even thinking about it.
Because they didn't even see him over the fucking counter.
How did that slide?
Because he's that you know him. He talks
Yeah.
with so much damn confidence that if you didn't know him, you'd be like, "Yeah, I believe you're 5'10" while looking down on him. I love that motherfucker.
I'm 5'11". Yeah, you're 5'10". I think so.
Vinny G's gonna get us in a lot of trouble.
110%. I have a strong feeling we're about to Ocean 11 this whole Dragon's Belly.
I also like if we're gonna go back to like what he said, You noticed him saying that like he needs to like sell one of those maps like today, right?
Yes.
He did say like today,
Yes.
like,
He did, yeah.
and then he was like, "I have this secret special map just for you."
He's like, I need to sell this map like today, and then also like I need a way out of here. Like,
And then at the end of the outro, he said, "I'm in a lot of debt."
like
He did say that.
Are these blueprints?
No, it's a map.
I feel like he's setting us up. He's taking us up to the kingpin of the dragon's belly, and we gonna have to pay his debts.
I guess we'll find out on the next episode.
Yeah,
"Yeah, I can't wait. I'm kind of pumped now. We're ready."
yeah.
Oh, what do you know? It looks like traffic's clearing up. I guess we'll see you guys in the next episode of Late Night Traffic.
Late night traffic.